Hello everyone, welcome to episode 7 of my Fit to Fat to Fit. So for those of you who just dropped in, I'm basically doing a 4-month experiment, or an 8-month experiment, 4 months of which I'm putting on as much weight as possible, and then the other 4 months is when I'm just going to cut it all out, hopefully. And we are now on month 3 of 4. The first 3 months I've limited myself to only going to the gym once a week, just to keep healthy. But on this last month, I'm going to be going to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. So this should sort of be interesting to see if I can put a bit of muscle on. Pretty much one of the only benefits that you get from overeating and having high insulin, which most people do if they're eating sort of a normal processed food diet, is that you can also build muscle. So insulin is a fat builder. It's also a muscle builder, and overeating and going to the gym at the same time, it's a sure way of putting a bit of muscle on. So I should be able to put a bit of bulk on. I might not lose much body fat because I'm still going to be eating quite a lot, and I'm still going to be eating sort of over a 12-hour period. So when you eat more than a 12-hour period, your insulin never really goes down low enough for you to be able to burn any serious fat. So that should be interesting to see what happens in the next month. And that should also set me up for being able to cut the fat when I sort of change my diet around to healthy eating and a healthy sort of time span of eating. Those two things are pretty important, as well as obviously eating a lot of nutrition. So I'm just going to read out all my stats and all my weight and stuff like that. Unfortunately, the gym where I've been measuring all my stats with, my weight and my height and all that, it's the scales at that gym are still broken. So I've actually travelled to another gym it's owned by the same people, but they don't have the fat measuring capabilities. So unfortunately, I haven't got the update on my body fat. Hopefully that should be fixed sometime in the new year. I think they just haven't called anyone in because it was Christmas, New Year kind of thing. So hopefully they should get that fixed before the end and before before it gets time to lose all the fat. It would have been interesting to see what I was up to now, because obviously going to the gym 3 times a week is going to alter that one way or another. I might lose a bit of fat and gain a bit of muscle. The weight might stay the same, or it might sort of lean towards a bit of weight loss or a bit of weight gain, depending on how it works. So starting weight was 63.2 kilograms or 139.3 pounds. It's now 76 kilograms or 167.5 pounds. So that's a gain of 12.8 kilograms or 28.2 pounds, or 2 stone, which, I've done a bit of searching on the internet about how much body parts weigh. I know that sounds a bit sick, but been doing a bit of searching, and if I was to clone myself and then chop off both of my legs off the clone and then carry those legs around, that's the same kind of weight I would be, that's how much I would have gained, the weight of both of your legs. The average, according to Google, the average pair of legs is 20% of your body, and that's exactly what I've put on, 20%. So it's quite a lot. So BMI started off at 22.1, which is perfectly in between the overweight and the underweight category. So it's basically exactly where you'd want it. That started off at 22.1. It's gone up to 26.6. So that's in the overweight category. So I'm going to talk about blood sugar now, but before I do, I'm going to talk about some of the things that were happening to me before. Bad things. So if you've been if you've been watching my videos before, you'll know that I did have some blocked up sinus problems, and my hearing had gone down in one ear by 50%. And it's been like that for at least. Or it was like that for at least 7 weeks, I think I've put it down to. Well, the reason why I'm talking about this now, in between the blood sugar, is just one day before my last video, I kind of embarked on a little adventure on doing something which would be classed as a Amazonian medicine therapy. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to save that for another video afterwards. But the reason why I put that in the before I start doing the blood sugar is all that has completely gone away. My sinuses are completely gone. My hearing came back one day after I did that last video, which was one day after I did this therapy. So I'm definitely going to be doing that again. I will go into that fully in another video after I've done this series, and I'll see if I can get it recorded as well. The reason why I put that in there is because of my blood sugar. So just another observation that was related to it. So my blood sugar started off at 66.6 and 70.2. So they were the two blood sugar readings the week before I started overeating. I've had several it's been a bit spiky up and down, but generally speaking, most of my blood sugar readings have been in the 90s. They occasionally creep down and go back down to the 70s, which what they should be in. This is a 4-hour fasting blood glucose, so no food or drinking anything with calories for 4 hours. But I have had some peaks of 100, 108 and 113. But my last 3 blood glucose levels have been 86, 88 and 84. So all of those, those 3 blood sugar readings have been related to my little Amazonian medicine therapy. So I think it is anyway. The first blood sugar reading I did after I did that was 102, so it was high. But now they've kind of gone down to the 80s and there's been none in the 90s so far. So, it could just be coincidence, or it could be just that whatever I did sort of has reset some kind of insulin resistance. Body fat, like I said, the body fat machine at my gym is broken. But for those of you who've just dropped in, I started off at 14.3% body fat, which is 9 kilograms of fat on my body. That's the fat mass, or 19.8 pounds, so nearly 20 pounds. Even at a low body fat, you're still carrying around quite a bit of fat. And that went up to the episode that I did in the last week of December, which was 2 episodes ago. I was up to 20% body fat, which is 32.6 pounds of fat, carrying around on my body, or 14.8 kilograms. So even though, you might think, you're not that much fat, it actually works out as me carrying 133,000 calories of fat, or of stored energy, because that's what body fat is, just stored energy. So 133,200 calories of stored energy carrying around on my body. So I'm going to show you what I look like. I'm going to show you what I look like on the first week, me before, and then I'm going to show you what I look like on the last video that I did, where I showed you, which was 2 videos ago. So end of November. So this is one from last week in September, then the last week in November, and then I'll go on to what I look like now. So this is what I look like now. Definitely more hanging outside there. There's definitely more on the back here, and it seems to be kind of creeping down now. The other thing I've noticed, I don't know if you can see it on here, but sort of getting some fat build up on the outside underneath the chest muscles. Getting some man boobs. Yeah, it's definitely some more on the back there, I think. So that's what I look like now. I have put on another 2 kilograms, which is another 4.5, £5, something like that, since the end of November. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks you'll see a difference on the next episode, which is in 2 weeks. If not, then you'll definitely see a difference by the end of the month. You know, going to the gym 2 or 3 times a week for a full month's gonna have some noticeable differences. So before you go, the reason why I'm doing this, why I've dedicated 8 months of my life to do this, is, you know, there's some people out there who think they're overweight because of genetics, or you know, they've tried other things and they can't do it. So the reason why I'm doing this in real time is to show people, you know, that it can be done, and it's not that difficult. You don't have to be going to a gym like I am. Just the diet changes that's going to happen will have you know, massive benefits for people. Maybe it's something related to high blood glucose, which a lot of diseases are, or high insulin levels. If you've got high insulin, or if you're insulin resistant, you know, you're blocking nutrients coming into your body and stuff like that. There's a lot of things related. So if you could share this onto your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever other social media is going around nowadays, you know, if you can help one person, then, you know, I've done what I set out to do. So if you could share this, I'd be grateful. And I'll see you on the next video.